those of you who took comprehensive design with me will find this as a review of what they already know. For the others, there might be some new information. And today we will talk about the first topic is design development. Now, you finish the program and site analysis, and you developed a schematic design, and you gave it to the client. The client approved, and then it came back to you for development and finalization. Before we go into the working drawings and the construction documents stage, we go through a stage of design development where we start to look in deep about the integration of the systems, as we talked about, the structural, the mechanical, the lighting, the sound, the surveillance, any systems that are required for the project. We start to develop them in order to have another approved document for the start of the construction document stage. So this is an intermediate stage between design and construction documents. And during this stage, we can change some of the designs. We can adjust parts of the design, but not change the whole idea completely. We work on the same idea that was approved. So in design development, how do we show the integration of the systems? We show this in the reflected ceiling plan. This is the, instead of looking up, looking down from the level of 1.5 meters to the plan, like what we see in front of us. No, instead we look up. But we start with developing the architectural plan. So the first stage is that we start to indicate the location of the center lines, the location of the structural systems, columns, shear walls, everything that is structural. We have to indicate it. And we have to develop our building envelope system. How do we deal with the exterior part of the building? How many layers do we have? Do we have a screen? Do we have a brick wall? Do we have cladding? So we work with the building envelope, and we develop a detailed plan with dimensions, with room names, with room indications, numbers, so that we can use it for the finishing materials schedule. So this is a first stage that the architect goes through and work on the architectural plan. Then we take this plan and start to divide it into separate plans. The first plan is a separate structural plan. This plan will be needed by the structural engineer to start calculate the loads, design the beams, design the foundations. So they need precise information about the center lines, the dimensions, the location of the column related to the center line. The column might not be at the center of the center line all the time. And for example, this column is 700 millimeters. There are 450 millimeters on that side. So what is remaining on that side? 250. So it depends on what you, how do you treat the exterior facade of the building, the location of the columns, and so forth. So you have to provide this information so the structural engineer will start to work with it. And when they work with this, they might not end up with the same dimensions, preliminary dimensions that you have here. They might need larger, smaller columns. Then we go into a phase of discussion and reviews and try to bring our two views together, how we have the best structural elements and sizes in our design. The second plan, you see, we are using the same architectural plan that we developed in the beginning. That's why when we use the AutoCAD or any system, we need to have layers. We don't put everything on the same layer. We have a layer for center lines, a layer for columns, a layer for doors, a layer for windows. So we can turn on and off these layers easily. We will discuss more about that in the construction documents lecture. So the first thing, we provide a solution for the distribution of furniture, because this will impact how we design the lighting and air conditioning and surveillance systems as we have in the later on. So we have this plan of the furniture of the room or the area that we are working on. Then we start to look at the reflected ceiling plan. So instead of looking down, the same plan we use to look up. So when we look up, we start to see the ceiling, and we see what are the different systems that are located in the ceiling. We have gypsum boards, false ceiling. We have fire fighting sprinkler heads. We have fire detectors. We have surveillance cameras. We can have a projector to project to the wall, a screen. We have the air conditioning exhaust and supply also embedded in the ceiling. The ceiling is a very complicated element of the design because it integrates all the systems that we have. So designing the reflected ceiling plan is technical and architectural, because you want also to have a good image of the ceiling when people look up. You need it to be balanced, symmetrical, and also designed for good appearance. Also, we think about the tiling systems. What kind of tiles do we have? Do we have a whole vinyl floor? Do we have ceramic tiles? Do we have wood floor? Do we have stone? Do we have, what kind of carpet? So what kind of floor do you have? So you with indications and numbers, this will be found in the finishing material schedule. You can have the different types of materials for the flooring. Here we have the lighting distribution. And the lighting distribution will be part of the reflected ceiling plan. Where are the locations of the lighting systems, elements, and the switches? So you need to think about how will people get into the room? What is the most convenient place to locate the switches and the electricity outlets, so that people can easily use the space. So we have the switches, we have some maybe floor concealed electric outlets. We can have a wall electric outlets. So you need to think about all the types of electric or lighting and electricity supplies for. So students need in a studio several electricity outlets so that they can connect to their computers, mobiles, anything that they need in the studio. So it's this is the work of the architect. This is now we take each space in our design separately and start to think about it as an entity in itself in terms of architectural design and technical systems. Then we also think about the air conditioning, the supply and return of the air condition. Where are the best locations for the grills and the ceiling? Are they going to be square or linear or whatever? So we have some types of ceilings that we can use. You can have suspended ceiling of gypsum board. You can have acoustical tiles, 60 by 60. And this is the industry standard. We can have a wire mesh plastered, but this is difficult for maintenance later on. Also, we think about the fire protection. Where do we place the sprinkler heads, and how do we connect them with the pipes, and how do we connect them to the main pipe at the location near the road, so that the fire hydrant can come and connect to that pipe. Another thing we look at is a wall section. We look at the details of the building envelope from outside. So we need to have a wall section detail that appropriate scale depends on your design. It can be 1:50, 1:20, so that you show the details of the connections of the concrete and brick and aluminum and glass and marble and cladding. So this is an important element that is related to the design of the building facade. So this is how they reflect each other and integrate with each other. So this is a detail of a wall section showing the basement and the floors. And this is a partial elevation of how this elevation, this section, wall section, will show in a small elevation. So these are drawings that we require at this stage, where you develop the design. This is, as I said, is an intermediate stage between the schematic design of sketches, of ideas, of color drawings, models, and then you go to a design development stage. So you look back carefully at the different systems of the building, structural, mechanical, electrical, and see how will they impact the design. Then these drawings will go to the specialist. Actually, during the design development, you usually do that with the specialist involved, so that after you finish, they take these drawings and they start to develop the details and working drawings and quantities and specifications for the materials used in the building that they select. So this intermediate stage, you need to think both like an architect and like an engineer. How do you, how will the engineering systems impact the design, and what elements of the design that you need to change? It's called design development. So the design might not stay the same as it started. We might need to create ducts somewhere. We might need to extend a room somewhere. We need to change the height of a ceiling somewhere. So it will change the proportions. It will change the image. So be prepared at this stage to accommodate changes of the design due to the engineering requirements. As we said, design never ends. Your design is an idea that is developed through the technical systems and client requirements and feedback and all that to be something different. This is another detail of the partial elevation. It shows the types of glass, the fixed glass and the movable windows, parts of the facade. As we said, the design development stage is the stage where we take the schematic design, look carefully at the different systems that will be implemented in the design or required, and take the design to another stage where it is ready to be developed by different specialists, structural engineers, mechanical engineers, HVAC, plumbing, electricity, lighting, surveillance, sustainability. All kinds of specialists will be involved. So our assignment for today is to look at the design that you developed in your developed in the first stage, and use that to as a base to provide developed drawings for the project. So the assignment, as is required today, is to have 2 plans. We will not go into too much details as we did with the comprehensive design studio. We want only 2 plans: the ground floor plan, or horizontal plan, looking down, showing the structural system, the center lines, the location of the columns, with estimated size, maybe depending on the height, maybe 30 by 30 or something. But it is mainly a plan focusing on the structural system of the building. The other drawing will be the same drawing. It can be another tracing paper on top of the first one. You start to think about the reflected ceiling plan of your design. Where do you want to locate the lighting systems? What kind of air conditioning are you going to use? If you're going to use central air condition for the whole house, then you need to think about the location of the supply and return diffusers of the air condition. Are they going to be concealed in a suspended ceiling, or are they going to be exposed? What are you going to do regarding the firefighting? Maybe we will not need sprinkler heads everywhere, but you might need to have sprinkler heads in the workshop. If your artist is working with materials that is flammable and so it's dangerous, you might need to provide sprinkler heads, or you might need to provide a cabinet for firefighting equipment near the entrance door of the house or in a strategic location in the house. Maybe you need to think about the sound system, speakers in different parts of the house. If you're going to use window units for the, or split units for the air conditioning, where do you expect to locate the exterior compressor of the unit? Because that will determine the location of the power supply for that specific unit, and how it will impact the elevation, and how are you going to deal with that? So all these are things that require imagination and design decisions. And where are you going to locate the interior supply unit of the split unit? So you need to think about the furniture, the location of the bed, the location of the different elements of the furniture. So what is required today is you take your initial plan. You can use tools, not sketches, if you want to draw that manually also. And draw the plan and draw the reflected ceiling plan. So we have the plan showing the centered lines, dimensions between centered lines, location of the structural elements, location of the architectural elements, walls, doors, windows, and then another layer of tracing paper, and you use the same plan to show the ceiling of the reflected ceiling of the plan, showing all the different systems with indications. You can use colors for each system, lighting, HVAC, firefighting, sound system. You can use different coded colors for each one. Again, you can use A4 size papers or A3 papers or tracing papers as you like, and then copy them and send them by the end of the day. These are the evaluations, and this is the rubric. You'll find everything on the blackboard. So here now we start to take the drawings and develop the details, so that we use these design develop drawings to start to assign work for different architects. So the job captain keeps a manual, or what we call a cartoon set, of what are the drawings that need to be developed in the construction documents. And inshallah, in the next session or lecture, we will talk about the construction documents in more details. But this design development stage, as I said, is an intermediate stage between schematic design and working drawings. So we will stop this lecture here, and We'll stop the recording also and take a 5 minutes break and come back to start our second lecture.